Good afternoon, my name's Steve Marvel. This is Crucial Survival, and today I'm going to explain the IP or Ingress Protection ratings, what they mean, and how they affect such as phones or bags and the like. I'm a sailor and a survival specialist, and these sorts of things are often misunderstood, and such as waterproof or water resistant is often quoted against a product, but without a rating, it's just rubbish. Yeah, generally speaking, to say something is waterproof, and then not have a rating against it means it's not been tested. To say something that's water resistant is, I don't know. And quite honestly, quite a lot of these things are temporary, and so the term water resistant might be associated with a coating which has limited life. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you how the IP rating works, what it means, and then I'm going to go find some things like phones and bags I use, which explain what their ratings mean to them. Not that the ratings differ because they have very stringent standards, but what that might mean additionally. Now, there's some wiggle room with certain aspects of the rating system, but most of them are associated with 10 minutes or 5 minutes of, say, submersion. Not like forever immersion. And if we're talking about particles, because there's two factors, there's the particles and moisture. If we don't talk about particles, if you bombard something with particles like continuously, something's going to get through. Much like if you're going to throw a hose pipe at a phone, at some point it's going to get through. So let's go through the list. There's not many of them. So let's start with particles. There is a 0 to 6 rating. So 0 means there is no protection whatsoever. Yeah, we're talking about a rating which is not associated with dust. It's associated with everything. So if you've got a burning hot bulb, for instance, if you've got no guard against it, then that is an IP Ingress Protection solid 0. Okay, so next along the line is IP1. Now let me see what that is described as specifically: protection against a solid object greater than 50 millimeters, such as a hand. This might be, let's say, wire mesh, quite big wire mesh. So yeah, obviously 50 millimeters, less a little tiny bit on the diagonal, so you can't get your hand through. That's ingress of a hand is important. What's next? IP solid rating 2, protection against solid object to 12 millimeters. Now I know we're now getting into the just tell me about whether or not my phone is waterproof. Okay, there's only a few of these, so I'll rattle through them. Number 3, 2.5 millimeters, like a screwdriver. Number 4, 1 millimeter, like a screw. 5, dust protection. This is important for masks for work. So number 5, dust protection against ingress with dust sufficient to cause harm. Okay, so that's big dust, not microparticles. We're filtering out the big dust. Okay, number 6 is dust tight, literally no dust whatsoever. Okay, moisture. Guess what it is? 0. No moisture protection whatsoever. If this got a 0 and did they say anything other than nothing, that's no protection. This might as well be a paper bag. Okay, now this is really weird where they talk about angles. Number 1, protection against vertical dripping water, limited liquid entry. That is to say that you will get liquid entry, but it's particularly protecting against vertical, whatever vertical means. This is vertical. If this is rated against this particular vertical, then that is the dripping water is rating 1. If your phone is like this, that is not very good at all. Number 2, we're talking about tilted. That might be difficult to get your head around, but certain items will have certain seams, or like little speakers and holes and things. If you go plus or minus 15 degrees, that might actually have an impact, whereas the vertical wouldn't have. So this is saying we can actually rotate it a bit. Number 3 is 60 degrees. 4 is now we're talking about the angles of water. 60 degrees, still limited liquid entry. Okay, now we're actually getting into something useful. Number 5, IP rating 5 on water/moisture. Protection against jets of water from all directions. Hose pipe. And we're not talking about water cannons. I mean hose pipes. Talking about water pistols. Yeah, one of them hefty ones. So now we're talking about number 6, IP rating 6. Protection against strong jets from all directions. Okay, now we're talking. We're talking about sticking someone basically under a tap. This is getting your phone. Now, don't quote me on this. You do this. Like, this is my opinion as to whether or not it'll do it under a tap. But a strong jet of water. Now, if you've got a big fat tap with loads of water, that's different. But strong jets from multiple sides, you still get some liquid entry, limited liquid entry. Okay, well, now we're going to 7, and now we're talking about immersion. Now we're talking about water not getting in for a certain amount of time or under certain conditions. So water 7, protection against the effects of water immersion between 15 centimeters and 1 meter. This is the sort of thing will happen if you've got a semi-waterproof bag and you drop it in the water, or you've got a phone and you drop it down the loo. Yeah, if you have a 7 in with your phone, you can drop it down the loo and it'll be fine. There will be no need for this rice lark, and there will be no need for the crying and buying new phones or claiming on the insurance that you don't have. An IP rating of 7 in the water department, down the loo, get it out quick, you'll be fine. 8. Now, most things don't go above 8. Protection against the effects of water immersion between 15 centimeters and 1 meter for a period of time. Okay, that's like, I think we'll see when we get to the phones. And then number 9, protection against high temperature, high pressure water and steam. Okay, that's basically a box with no seams. That's ridiculous. That you really need to be battering that. So for bags and phones, we're basically talking about a water between 6 and 8. That'll be great. So the way that you see an IP rating is that it will look between 2 words, 2 letters, and 2 numbers. So IP65 means it's dust tight and there is protection against jets of water from all directions. Okay, that's great. That means you can be out in the rain a bit, and you'll be fine. So let's go and find some bits and bobs on the old interwebs and see what sort of thing is available. Okay, what we got here? Oh, this is good already. The Google Pixel 5 was water resistance of IP68. That's pretty blooming good. And it says that's 5 feet or 1.5 meters for 30 minutes. Do you remember I said that's a certain amount of time? Yeah, that is 30 minutes. You have dropped that in a swimming pool, the shallow end, 1.5 meters for 30 minutes. That's not bad, is it? That's certainly in the bath. You could drop that in the bath and you'd be fine for 30 minutes, unless, of course, you're my daughter, in which case she has a bath for at least an hour. Okay, other than that, there are, IP67 is another one there. That's like 1 meter for 30 minutes. So see what the galaxies have got to say about themselves. 1.5 meters for 30 minutes, and that, oh gosh, that's the Galaxy S2020 Plus Ultra Note 10 SE. Oh, Note 9, Note this, that, and the other all have an IP rating of 6.8. That is pretty bloody good. Yeah, look that up. Always look it up, because you might see, as I say, casing is water resistant. So what? Casing is water resistant with respect to what rating? That's the important bit. Now, here is a big problem, and that is, I have a bag, a duffel bag, great big orange thing, that I use to go sailing. Put my gear in it because don't want to get wet, be it rain, be it drop it in the water or whatever. And that's an important point about dropping things in the water and whether or not you can get them out. You can dunk things and pick them out. Let me tell you what Overboard says about their Ingress ratings. They are all IP6 something. So IP64, water resistant for light rain and spray. This is very good for getting from the car to the boat. Yeah. Or vice versa. Or going to the bar. IP65, foul, weather, and spray proof. Now this is going from the car to the boat and wondering whether or not you should actually be there, because you quite really don't want to be sailing in foul weather. But it might just be passing, of course. Now, here is this is most important for me, is IP66 floats and can handle quick submersion. Floats, because if you're on a boat, say, and your bag goes over and it's going to sink, you might be 6 foot in the air. Nobody's going to dive off to get their bag. This is all very dangerous all of a sudden. If it floats, it's no big deal at all. It might have come from a height, dunked, now it's floating. Happy days. IP67, submersible to depths of 1 meter, 3 feet for 30 minutes. And IP68, submersible to depths of 6 meters, 19 feet for 60 minutes. Now, hopefully my bag is not going to do that. And quite honestly, I've been in depths much more than that, but realistically, that should be in the cabin anyway. What kind of muppet leaves their bag in on the deck? So let's find my bag. Yeah, it's the classic waterproof duffel bag, £59.99, and that is IP67, floats and can handle quick submersion. Because quite honestly, I don't need anything more than that. And honestly, if you're going to be spending money, you can get a good bag like this one that's waterproof and floats. Everything else, if you want a higher rating, it's going to cost you more, and it's going to be heavier. That is the big deal. If you've ever seen camera cases which make things waterproof, then they are heavy and they are expensive. But obviously, any amount of ingress of water into a camera, or dust for that matter, is where's my camera? My camera's miles away, but mine is water resistant, and it's rated. But you could use it in the rain, but you wouldn't like drop it in a pond and it doesn't float. But if I put it in a case, then yes, but that'll be really, really heavy, and really, really expensive and hard to handle. So therein lies the explanation of the IP ratings and where that lies with phones and bags. So again, IP number, where the first number is the solids, the second number is the water, and the interesting ones are 5-6 for the solids, and let's say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 5, 6, the middle ground for the water, because you're not going to need having your bags or in fact phones underwater for half an hour, and nor are you going to taking your phone and having high temperature, high pressure water and steam with your phone. If you want that, crack on. I've got a super water resistant and drop proof phone I use for work if I'm super remote. It's also got an 8-day battery life, which is like old school battery life, because it's not a smartphone. It's a drop it phone, make phone calls and texts, and that's it. So yeah, when you are looking at bags, phones, etc., or anything that you don't want water or particles in, solids, moisture, then try and find the rating or ask for the rating, because just saying water resistant or proof it's just not going to cut it. If you need that, then go and find the rating, or it's just hearsay. Any questions, let me know. If there's anything like phones that you can't find the rating for, let's try it together. But yeah, there it is. Let me know what you think. Subscribe for all sorts of interesting survival, rescue, and crazy vlogs and things. And yeah, give me a like. Let me know that that's the sort of thing you want to me to talk about, and it helps channel. Until next time, I'll speak to you soon.